Welcome to your flipped classroom. This is going to be our first video this year. This is Chapter 2, Section 1. That's what 2.1 stands for. Chapter 2, Section 1 notes. And we're going to be solving inequalities in one variable. So yesterday we talked about solving equations in one variable. Today is inequalities. This is our first example. So if you want to take a moment to write that down, it's negative 1/2 a minus 19 is greater than negative 15. We're going to treat this just like a two-step equation. And so usually in a two-step equation you add or subtract first. In this case it says minus 19, so we're going to make sure that we add 19 to both sides. Okay, so those two things cancel. I still have a negative 1/2 a on this side. When I add something to both sides, your sign does not change, so I'm going to leave it as greater than. And then negative 15 plus 19 is 4. For the last step, I want to get rid of that negative 1/2. So you multiply by the reciprocal. This is negative, so whatever I multiply both sides by is also going to be negative. And the number on the bottom of our fraction is a 2. So if you multiply both sides by negative 2, these will both just cancel. I'm left with a on this side. Now I multiplied both signs by a negative number, which means this sign right here is going to flip. So instead of being greater than, we now have less than. And then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So we just solved this inequality. Now what we're going to do is graph it on a number line. How I've always done that is I draw my number line. In the very center, I put the number that we got, which is negative 8. To the right on a number line is negative 7. To the left is negative 9. This symbol right here says that a can be less than the number 8, but it can't be equal to negative 8. So you're going to have an open circle at negative 8. And it says that a is less than negative 8. All the numbers that are less than negative 8 are this way. And so you shade towards all the numbers that are less than negative 8, which is to the left. And that's how you graph your inequality on a number line. That's how I've always done it. Let's do one more example together. Take a quick second, write this one down. It's a little bit more difficult. We have 5 minus 2, and then in parentheses, negative z minus 4 is greater than, on the other side is z minus 1. So the first thing I want to do is distribute. And in front of this set of parentheses is what looks like it's just a 2, but it's actually a negative 2. Minus and negative are the same thing. And then over here I want to distribute as well. It looks like nothing's in front of this set of parentheses, but secretly it's a 1. That's what I do to help me remember. So this side I'm distributing a negative 1. So over here I'm still left with 5. Negative 2 times negative z is positive 2z. Negative 2 times negative 4, positive 8. I haven't moved anything, so my sign stays the same. I didn't move anything from one side to the other. On the other side, I still have z. Negative 1 times z is negative z. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. I like to combine like terms at this point. So for example, over here I see I have a number and a number together. And over here I see I have some z's. So I'm going to add those together first. I have 5 plus 8. So 2z plus 5 plus 8 is 13. Again, I still have my greater than sign. Z minus z means my z's are gone. There's nothing left. They just cancel each other out. So all I have on this side is a 1. Now I'm down to just a two-step inequality. I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides. So I have 2z. I subtracted, I didn't divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, so my sign stays the same. And 1 minus 13 is negative 12. Last but not least, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I'm dividing by a positive number, therefore my sign's going to stay the same. And negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. So again, we're going to graph this on a number line. I'll put it down here. So I put negative 6 in the middle. To the right is negative 5. To the left is negative 7. It's not equal to, z is just greater than negative 6. It's not equal to, so it's going to be another open circle at negative 6. And it says z is greater than negative 6. So all the numbers that are bigger than negative 6 are to the right. And that's how I do my number line. So last but not least, in our notes, when we have a flipped classroom, there's going to be 1, 2, maybe 3 examples, just depending. But the last thing is always going to be something I want you to try on your own. And so I won't go through the answer in the notes. It's something we'll do in class. So I'd like to have you copy this guy down, try it on your own. Make sure you not only solve the inequality, but you also graph the inequality on a number line. Good luck.